Committee of the Whole for Tuesday, September 8th. Let the record show that all committee members are present. Item 1 on our agenda is PL 5020 by Mayor Aiello to authorize the mayor to execute a coordinating partner public transportation funding agreement between the City of Olean, Cattaraugus County, NYSARC, Incorporated, Niagara County, Cattaraugus, Niagara County's chapter DBA Intandem, Bonaventure University, Seneca Nation of Indians, and the City of Salamanca for OATS bus service for fiscal year 2020-2021. Thank you.
I'm going to have Carrie talk about this.
Right before COVID, we held our annual OATS partner meeting, and we established the OATS partner shares, the amount of scheduled service that would be needed for the operation of the system, and then COVID hit exactly the next day. So this is coming before the council late this year. We had to do another analysis of the system, the OATS partner needs, and so what is before you today is what all of the OATS partners are able to contribute financially. No service has changed except for an elimination on the South Mountain Mile Road. I did a public notice, 30-day notice, notice to DOT, the public, and that stop has been eliminated by Intandem. They are no longer needing that stop for their programming service relating to the OATS system. So the numbers that are outlined in the resolution are the amounts for the contribution to the system by each one. I just want to remind everyone that the city doesn't financially contribute a partner share. Instead, it's our office that's responsible for sponsoring the operation along with the city. And we make all the applications to the New York State DOT. We accept the operating and capital assistance. We do the reimbursement requests. We oversee all the operations, the scheduling, and with our overall budget, which is approximately $779,000 this year, which is all covered by operating assistance from federal section 5311, the supplemental employment services, the Appalachian Development Public Transportation Development Program, STOA, and then again the OATS partner share.
Thanks, Carrie. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay. Seeing none, would someone like to sponsor? Sponsored by Alderman Witte, seconded by?
Seconded.
Alderman Dougherty. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, 5020 is approved and will be referred to tonight's regular meeting. I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Crawford. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Jump in there before you.
You jumped in there faster than anybody, man. You just wanted it over. Didn't mean to step on your toes, Dave. I figured you were going to, because it had something to do with DOT, so I figured you were just going to. Yeah.
Pardon? Still in here. Oh, did you?
I'm 1140.
Nice.
I'll tell you, I've gone a couple times.
Yeah.
And it just helps.
You know, if you just leave your paint out,
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah.
solidify, and just throw it in the garbage.
All of them have like, you know, quarter paint
Is
cans.
that true?
Yeah, you just let it harden. You just leave the lid off of it in your garage. And you just toss it in the trash.
It is free. It's a good service.
But it's a fair.
Yeah, kitty litter. Yeah. Homeowners can also, on their own private residence, remove asbestos on their own as well. So
As long as it's their home.
it's their home, correct? Owner occupied. Yeah, you can just toss it out in the regular trash. Yeah. If it's the exemption is like if you hired someone to do it and they have to be certified, then they have to remove it and then dispose of it how they would like commercial property, rental property, anything like that. So, yeah.
Okay, so I will call to order the regular meeting of the Common Council for Tuesday, September 8th. Will clerk please call the roll? Alderman Witte.
Here.
Alderman Panus. Here. Alderman Miller.
Here.
Alderman Crawford.
Here.
Alderman Robinson.
Here.
Anastasia. Here. Gonzalez.
Here. Please rise for the invocation.
Father, as the events of the day continue to unfold, we seek your clarity and your peace. We know you are with us, for us as we gather here to seek your counsel today. Scripture reminds us, the more we seek you, the more you will find you. Lead our surrendered hearts to the path of your peace today. Come fully into this meeting, both as a group and individually, and sort our muddled feelings and thoughts that plague us. Cover us with a blanket of honesty and patience that is not of this world. In your name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Redirecting and approval of the minutes of the previous regular meeting.
The regular meeting of the Olean Common Council was held on Tuesday, August 25th, 2020 at 6:35 p.m. Present, Alderman Gonzalez, Alderman Witte, Alderman Panus, Alderman Dougherty, Alderman Crawford, Alderman Bonaventure, and Alderman Anastasia.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the minutes from the previous regular meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Witte. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, committee reports and unfinished council business.
We have none.
Communications from the mayor.
Thank you, Paul. I just want to give a quick report on the your windstorm damage. First off, I want to commend the DPW, police department, and the fire department for the work that they did out there. They were very busy. We had 4 houses that were damaged by fallen trees, and a lot of other ones were. These were actual trees that fell on houses at 1716 West State Street, 128 East Henley, 107 East Henley, 133 North 15th Street. So we had a lot of branches down throughout the city. What we're doing now, we're going to keep Front Street lot open from today. It's open from 9. It was open from 9 a.m. till 7 tonight. It's going to be open tomorrow, 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. Then on Saturday from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. And this will be for city residents who want to have branches in that from the storm, so they can dispose of them over there. So we have city crews out. They're going around the city and they're picking up branches that are in the street and stuff, cleaning up. They've done a good job, but there's still a lot more to do. We may have depleted our emergency tree fund on this, so we may be coming back to the council to get additional funds for trees that need to be taken care of. So we'll keep you posted on that. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on that. And we're still taking. We took a lot of calls today about the trees, and it came to my attention that last time we opened up Saturday 9 to 3. And the reason we're going to 7 tonight is there's a lot of people at work, so we're trying to accommodate them also. So it's going to be open. It'll be manned, so that we don't get non-tree items being thrown in there, and it's for our community, so we don't have people from outside of Olean bringing trees in here, so tree branches and stuff. So that's a brief report. But there again, DPW, police, and fire did a fantastic job. So thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Miscellaneous communications.
We have none.
City official reports.
None.
Proposed legislations and referrals.
CL 50-20 by Mayor Aiello, referred to coming of the whole Tuesday, September 8th, 2020 by Council President. PL 51-20 by Mayor Aiello, referred to regular meeting Tuesday, September 8th, 2020 by Council President.
Okay. Before we move into the public comment section, I'd first like to offer an opportunity. Anyone on the council would like to make a comment, please do so at this time. Alderman Witte.
Yes, I was talking to Aiello before the meeting, and I just want to follow up by congratulating our resource officer, Dan McGraw, for receiving New York State Award for Resource Officers. It says a lot about the city and our police department, but also about our school system. So I just want to congratulate Mary Aiello for that good news.
Anyone else?
Just so everybody knows that we will be bringing Dan to the next council meeting to present him also with the, or not to present him, sorry, to present him, but to have him here at the council so we can congratulate him on his statewide award.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, I just have a quick comment I'd like to make. I did confer with the mayor before the meeting. He did receive feedback from the number of candidates that we received for the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, and we do have a committee, basically. We have committee members. We will be reaching out to individuals this week to let them know that they've been selected, and yeah, that will be coming before the end of the week. So thank you, Mayor, for that, and
Thank all of you for your input. It's appreciated.
good. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, will clerk please read the statement.
The public comment portion of the Common Council regular meeting is established to provide members of the community with the opportunity to publicly state their views, voice their concerns, or to provide input pertaining to any issue affecting city government. Additionally, the mayor, Common Council members, and city department heads encourage any personal questions to contact them at their offices.
Okay, that being said, I will open the public comment section.
You guys jumped over the proposed legislation and referrals.
Nope.
No? Okay. No.
Okay, that being said, I will open the public comment section. If someone would like to make a comment, please approach the podium, name and address, you have 5 minutes.
Tree damage.
My name is Ezra Johnson, 11407 Sullivan Street, Olean, and I'll yield my time to China.
Good evening. My Tom Malone, 203 North 11th Street, Olean, New York. First, I would like to start by thanking the council for allowing us to speak tonight. I would also like to thank the mayor and the rest of my fellow citizens that are here and that are watching for giving up their time to be engaged. That said, for months now, I've heard how happy you are to see people involved, as you should be, for we as citizens should be engaged. On the other hand, I hope you would include those same citizens you wanted to be engaged in the entire process of forging Olean to become a beacon of light and a shining example for other municipalities. If the only part of the process you see fit for the participation in the public comment is the public comment section that you offer every other week or when you deem fit, I hope that the community leaders would first be forthright and state that instead of saying that you want community engagement. You know as well as I know that that's not a key engagement. It's a pacifier to keep the masses content. Secondly, I hope you truly listen and take heed to consideration of the information that we bring forth in our current restricted role. I personally have been engaged and have been trying to work with you all and the mayor for close to 5 months now to make real change for our community so that Olean can be the example to other cities to strive to be. I've seen nothing done, and yet I've heard plenty. For instance, we have agreed to do Diversity and Inclusion Committee and Police Policy Reform Committee that both intend to be up and running by September. The way the police committee could have accomplished their task and have it sent back to the council and be in December, and then that way it could be pushed out to the government by the end of the year. Going by your famous words, and I quote, government moves slow. Well, it's currently September 8th. There's only 3 weeks left in September. You guys just mentioned that that you got the diversity done. I commend you guys on that. But you only meet once a week, and as far as the general public knows, that now we know that that's the only committee that's been done. And like I said, I commend you on it. And as you may or may not know, myself has filled out for the Police Reform Committee and also expressed interest in the Diversity Committee if needed. I and others in the community feel that my life experiences, which I talk about in my letter of intent, make me a valuable asset to the police committee. I have had both good and bad encounters with the police. Those encounters give me an outlook that I can speak on that many others could not. They could not grasp this given their lack of experience. Just as you wouldn't go to the Walmart greeter if you needed a heart operation, you don't go get people on a committee that have never had experiences with the police to help you come up with rules. This will only add to the problem later on down the road. You said you wanted to take your time so it could be done right. If that's truly the case, those committees will be diversified, including regular citizens and others who have dealt with law enforcement, and not just your friends, relatives, or people who told the road. Now let me say, I'm not pressing the issue of the committee because I myself would like to be on them. The truth of the matter is it's a shame that systemic racism is so deeply woven within our society that we even have to have these committees. As a result, I know how important these committees are to our community. Let me say, I know how to make a difference, even if you refuse to allow me on a committee. And whether you have been listening for the last 5 months or not, part of the problem is accountability. This is part of what I'm doing, trying to hold the responsible parties accountable for what they have said would be completed, while at the same time holding myself accountable to be engaged and lead my community forward. I have to believe that every one of you on the council are here for similar reasons as I, that in your heart you truly want to be part of it, and to be part of the growing Olean and to the beacon light, that example to other cities. There is no way that you're in it for the money. It's $3,500. You guys can get that picking up cans at City Club. Last week I refused to leave the executive session, and I was told that you all refused to make people wear their masks when you know it's the law. Now, I know you may not feel the same way, but due to the lack of respect you have for the law, that was the only way I could hold you guys accountable. I know that if you did your job correctly, we, the people, would not have to respond in that fashion. Instead, you would see me as an enemy, or as an ally rather than an enemy, or a troublemaker. At any time I come to you with a problem, I will also offer solutions. I am aware when you said you wanted people to be engaged, I wasn't one of the individuals you were speaking of. I'm not part of the citizens you were hoping would answer the call for engagement. Nevertheless, I'm what you got. I answer because enough is enough. And if I continue to accept the status quo or play ignorant to what is going on around me, I'm no better than you. And the rest of society that is willing to stay complicit in the crimes that have been and are currently being inflicted on my community. Morally, I can no longer stand idle and take part of the dismantlement of my community. For the last 40 years, I've lived and navigated in a world where the devil stacked against me. My people have only had civil rights for 56 years. You think about that. 56 years we've had civil rights. Maybe then we'll be able to grasp some of the small pieces of what we go through. Finally, I realized we need to work together. If you realize we need to work together to make Olean a great place, to make Olean the great place we know it can grow into. We don't want to make Olean great again. We want to make Olean greater than ever. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Vicky George, Ward 3. I had a few questions for you guys. One of them was answered. So you mentioned the equity committee's been established. What about the police reform committee? What's been done? Has it been established? That's a question. No answer. Have you held any interviews or filled positions as previously stated? No answer. Show of hands, how many of you have read the 139-page police reform workbook put out by the governor's office to leaders of all subdivisions? Nobody. When we began discussing all this and the original support, a protest resolution was put forth, I didn't really understand the initial accusations of our very important subject matter being toothless? Could it be perhaps because members of the community have heard the same type of language used to placate them in the past? Regardless, reforming police encounters will not be so easily placated. In light of the entire police command force in Rochester stepping down, after what we saw, we're putting out an open call to all community leaders throughout Western New York that we are ready and available to help. And good luck to us all.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, that being said, I will call the public comment section closed. We can move on to finance bills.
We have none.
Okay, resolutions.
Resolution 65-20, PL 47-20, by Alderman Dougherty, seconded by Alderman Witte, to amend the City of Olean Code of Ordinances, Section 5-1, subsection 4, to prohibit roosters to cap the number of chickens to get per premises to 12.
Okay, obviously discussed ad nauseum. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
I just have one to say.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yes.
I mean, last time we talked about chickens. How many chickens are on the city now, John?
I don't believe there is a limit.
So it's on the city, just this resolution just on a cap on it.
Correct, and then essentially neutering the roosters.
Okay, excellent question. Thank you. Any other comments, questions, or concerns? Yes, Alderman Crawford. You had me. Got me. Okay, that being said, will the clerk please call roll?
Alderman Witte,
Yes.
Alderman Panus,
Yes.
Alderman Dougherty,
Yes.
Alderman Crawford,
Yes.
Alderman Robinson,
Yes.
Alderman Anastasia,
Yes.
and Alderman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Resolution 67-20, PL 50-20, by Alderman Witte, seconded by Alderman Dougherty, to authorize the mayor to execute a coordinating partner public transportation system funding agreement between the City of Olean, Cattaraugus County, NYSARC, INC, Cattaraugus, Niagara counties, Chapter DBA, Intandem, Bonaventure University, Seneca Nation of Indians, and City of Salamanca for OATS for service for this fiscal year 2020-2021.
Okay, just discussed in committee of the whole. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Okay, seeing none, will the clerk please call roll?
Alderman Witte,
Yes.
Alderman Panus,
Yes.
Alderman Dougherty,
Yes.
Alderman Crawford,
Yes.
Alderman Robinson,
Yes.
Alderman Anastasia,
Yes.
and Alderman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Resolution 68-20, PL 51-20, resolution authorizing the transfer of funds from general contingency to line item 5110.412, resurfacing and street materials for costs associated with cleanup week. We will sponsor.
We did discuss this last week regarding the cleanup week event that we held a few weeks ago now, a month ago. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Yes.
Oh, sale sponsor.
Okay, sponsored by Alderman Dougherty. Do I have a second? Alderman Anastasia with a second. Will the clerk please call roll?
Alderman Witte,
Yes.
Alderman Panus,
Yes.
Alderman Dougherty,
Yes.
Alderman Crawford,
Yes.
Alderman Robinson,
Yes.
Alderman Anastasia,
Yes.
and Alderman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
I would make a motion to adjourn. Yes, Alderman
Oh,
Dougherty.
sorry, Paul. I just wanted to kind of reiterate to everybody that during the public comment section, I had to take a couple seconds to kind of revisit this. Typically, as a matter of form, we usually don't address the public during their comment because it's not a Q&A forum. So I just wanted to point that out so that silence couldn't be used as an answer to questions. So.
Great point. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, that being said, I will make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Second by Alderman Crawford. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Want to talk to me now?